Hello, everyone. This is Ronnie Bincer doing my best to help you find some really cool tools inside Google Plus or actually working with Google Plus. One of them that I love is called CircleCount. So I've invited a friend. His name is Niels from CircleCount. He's going to be here helping us understand what we do with CircleCount, especially if you're new to it. You may not be new to Google Plus, but you might be new to CircleCount. And we're going to find out what it is that CircleCount can tell you about you, because when you first learn that, then it'll help you understand what CircleCount can tell you about other people. So Niels, go ahead and tell us all the details that we need to know.
Yeah, okay. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, everybody. So let's dive into it directly. I just share my screen just a second. So this is the front page of CircleCount. Ronnie mentioned already what we do. We just gather data of Google Plus, and we want to get to know something about you. So we have a button here called Login, and you just press Login, and it connects with your Google Plus account. I did it already, so normally you just have to press login and allow us to connect with your Google Plus account. And I think the best feature to get to know something more about you is our dashboard. Um,
And Niels, while
and
that comes up, quick question. If I'm brand new to CircleCount, I go to circlecount.com, and just because I'm logged in to Google Plus, that means all I got to do is click login, and that's it. I don't have to register or anything.
yeah, exactly. You just press login and we connect with your Google Plus account if you allow us to, and then we can gather all the data we need. So you don't have to register at CircleCount.
Cool. That sounds good.
Yeah, so good to hear that. So this looks a little bit like your public profile you may have seen on CircleCount before, but it's not. It's your dashboard just for you. And it's just a quick little info over here, like the count of your followers and your rank inside CircleCount. Here you see how many posts we actually indexed. And normally we can just index 20 posts, but when you log in, we are able to index more than 20 posts.
So
And
that
here,
actually, let me interrupt for a second.
yeah,
That's kind of important. If you first come to CircleCount, you're only going to see a minimal amount of information about you. But if you log in, then CircleCount in essence is given more permission to grab more of your, what kind of posts? Just the public posts, right?
exactly like that. Exactly like just the public post as it says here, because maybe I should mention that we are just able to gather public data. So we can't index anything you share privately, just the public stuff. So there's nothing really nobody else could find. We just able to gather it all together and then analyze the data.
Okay, so only public is what
Only
comes in here.
public, exactly,
Got it.
and only if you set your privacy settings so that we are able to assess that data. So if you go over here to your post, that might be interesting. The first thing, you can see your posts over here, all the ones we analyzed, and then you can sort them by number of reshares, number of plus ones those posts got, or comments, or whatever you like. And that might be interesting to see what kind of posts people are interested in. So you can maybe copy that kind of posts and make more of those. Another interesting thing is maybe the average respond rate per post and per weekday or per hour, more detailed, to see when people are responding most often.
Okay, hold on just a second. I know we're
Yeah,
trying to quickly go through this, but that looks interesting, the color graph there. So that's
exactly. Yeah,
showing you when you post things on certain days, the kinds of responses like the plus ones and how many reshares. That red one to me is most important. But
exactly.
so
That's the number of reshares, and that shows you how often, or yeah, how often people respond on average to your posts on that weekday, on Thursday, or on Sunday, for example. And as you see, most often people interact Mondays with me or in my posts, and especially Mondays on 12 p.m. because I'm in Germany and most of my followers are from the States, so there's a little bit of time shift in there.
uh, so
And
then that's an important point. This must be targeted or adjusted to your particular time zone, right? So the
exactly,
times are your local time that it's showing you.
exactly. You can go to the settings in CircleCount and set your local time zone. So we can show you accordingly to your time zone here.
Cool. Okay, please carry on. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. So yeah, that was your average response rate per post. This one here is really similar to your public profile on CircleCount, but it's just your follower graph more detailed. And you can scroll down on the sidebar here and see when people were added to your followers or left you as followers. And another really interesting thing might be the connection between this one and the next feature, which is people who shared you in a shared circle, because you can see all those letters here represent the time when somebody shared you in a circle.
So
And
isn't that one of the main reasons why CircleCount first started? You know, we're talking about how many circles are you shared in? Is that how it came to existence?
no, that's not. No, that's quite a new feature, more or less. It's not
Oh,
like really new, but it's it's newer than other features. Let's say it like that.
so why is CircleCount named CircleCount? What's the purpose for the name?
The purpose for the name is how many people are in your circles and how many people circled you. That was our first intention behind it, and because the Google Plus was really like the circles were a big thing in Google Plus in comparison to Facebook, for example, where you couldn't really
Right.
manage people in lists or something like that. So that
Okay,
was
so it's kind of a data mining tool almost to see how many people have you in circles or have shared
exactly.
your stuff, I guess,
It
so far.
evolved over time and we got new ideas and we implemented them. But at first, it was just seeing how many people were in circles of other people and making statistics about popular people on Google Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, and back to this feature here, that was like the connection between those two. And when you go further down, you see the people who shared circles with me in them. And you can also sort that table here by comments or reshares, which is probably interesting to you, Ronnie, and
Hmm.
many other people as well. And maybe you want to connect to those people who shared you in a circle and got reshared a lot of times, because that might be really interesting and really give you a heap in followers, as you see here for me, for example. Yeah, that was a quick overview over the dashboard. And then we have another feature which might be really interesting to you, which is called your follower map, which you find here when you press your map. And shows you most of your followers. Just give it a second to load.
Okay. So this is stuff that's going on your site, right? On circlecount.com. I'm
Exactly.
when
That's
before we finish this one up, I'm gonna probably show on my computer something I use on Google Plus that integrates with CircleCount, which is an extension. So I want everyone at least to see that. But I see that your screen's ready to go, so go for it.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. So I just finished that one up here. It shows you a map of your followers all over the world. But we can just index less than 10,000 followers. So if you have more than 10,000 followers, we just get randomly 10,000 followers of the Google Plus API. And we can just, like I said before, index public data. So if somebody didn't set their location or set their privacy settings to disallow us to index them, we can't gather the data. So you see just 939 of my followers are shown on this map, and other followers are either didn't set their location or are not in our index. But if you go up again and press the update your followers now button, then we start to gather those followers into other index, but it takes some time because we have limited resources. So it
Where's
may
that
take.
up? Where's that button for update your followers now?
Update your followers button is under the main title here. Your followers
Ah,
on the map, and
okay.
you just press that button over here.
Okay, cool. So let me jump over to my screen. Actually, why don't you come back so we don't have just two screens and we'll see your
Yeah, just a second. I come back.
yeah. And so let me this is what when I first learned about CircleCount was when I found out that I saw someone else hovering over the names, the plus mentions of somebody, and I
Yeah.
saw all this extra data, and I thought, whoa, where'd that come from? And that's when I decided to embrace CircleCount. I never even went to the CircleCount.com site. So
Okay.
this was just me from inside. So I'm going to share my screen, let everybody see what I think is really cool. And it is, all the things are cool, but this is what I use a lot. All right, so if I were, and I've zoomed in here pretty good, so hopefully everyone can see it. When I mouse over you, it pops up, and not only is it the normal hover card, with the graphic and your basic information, but down below it, I have this thing that tells me that you've got 2,392 followers, and this stuff, how many people are commenting and resharing and all that. This is important information for me to sort of evaluate a person to decide, where do I want to put them in my different circles or whether I
Hmm.
want to try to engage with them, that kind of thing. So that's just done by mousing over. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is an extension that works in Chrome. And so you go to the Chrome extension store or whatever it's called,
Yeah,
and
exactly. You just go to the Chrome extension store, or what is it called? I don't know, but you find our CircleCount extension there, and then it integrates into your browser, and you get that little handy super hover card.
sounds cool. Hey, let's
Yeah.
end this one because we're going to do another one where we dig in a little further, maybe to some of the data on the dashboard, as well as finding out. Like, so far, we found out about you, how you find out about you, and then you can relate that to finding out about other people. And Niels will walk us through a little bit more detail with the dashboard and then other parts. If you point right around there, I'm going to put a little annotation link so you can go to part two. This has been part one. Thank you, Niels from CircleCount. You've been very helpful. This is really cool.
Thank you, Ronnie, and thanks everybody for watching.